Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, our first video of the year. My name is Favor Ndakara and I pledge to be more consistent in this year. So help me God. Anyway, our first video of the year is here and I will be talking about the most valuable life lessons I learned in 2025. A lot of them are very heavy on adulting and the realities of adulting. I was going to say things they don't tell you about adulting, but I mean, even if they told you, the reality just hits differently. Because the funny thing is, some of these things are things you were looking forward to, like, oh, I get to make my own decisions, I get to do this, I get to do that, and then it's finally here. First on that list is that adulting and adulthood is an endless cycle of decision making. You see, this hits me like a truck in 2025. Just recognizing that your life is in your hands. I mean, you and God, nobody's making the decisions for you. You get to determine what you want to do when you want to do it, what house you're moving into, what budget you are budgeting, what investment plan, if you want to take a course or not. It's an endless cycle of decision making. You make decisions that will shape your life. And the thing is, as you grow older, the stakes also get higher. Just picture you being married, having children. The stakes become higher, and your decisions have a higher chance of affecting a lot more people than it even does at the moment. So, just recognizing all that, like where I am now, and even seeing the future, like you would continue having to make decisions. And some of them will cost you money. Some mistakes will cost you money. Some mistakes will cost you time. Some mistakes will put you in very difficult positions. So there's just this pressure to make the right decisions, to get it right, to, do the right thing. And that's why I'm like, you can't do this adulting thing without God, because imagine that kind of pressure. But when you have God, you know that you always have wisdom and divine leading, and that you can't go wrong, really. You trust God to redirect you, and that you may not know tomorrow, know the future, but you are going with the one who knows it. That definitely gives you assurance and confidence. But yeah, just realizing that adulting and adulthood is an endless cycle of decision making. And as someone told me, she said you would get better at making decisions for your future. You're new to this, but you will get better. I call 2025 my adult year. Like, it was a really adult year, a year where I walked in adulthood and it just dawned on me that you are actually an adult, and all the independence and autonomy you've been looking for, to I want to do this when I want to do this, you have it. You have it. It's up to you. Nobody's going to stop you. If you decide today that I don't want to be here anymore, I want to live in Togo, or I don't want to be a banker anymore, I want to start selling stockfish, whatever it is, nobody's going to stop you. It's all dependent on you. And that is a lot of intense pressure. And even for just realizing that even people in, say, leadership positions or in different capacities, it just also dawned on me that 99%, well, maybe not 99%, but a lot of what they do is making decisions, making sure that they make the right decisions to move the company forward, to move the team members forward. You can't afford to get it wrong. It just dawned on me very differently. Like, yeah, that's it for number one. The next one, you will mess up. I think this is a general life realization, to be very honest. So I just felt the need to sneak it in here, that you will make mistakes and you need to learn to give yourself grace. But one important thing about messing up is that it just helps you give other people grace, because you learn to give yourself grace and you recognize, oh my God, I'm not perfect. You know, um, nobody is. So you would learn to be as lenient when people make errors, as lenient as you will want people to be lenient with you. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, that definitely does make sense. Ignore that. Yep. And this brings me to the next point. Having people who can give you honest, constructive, and loving feedback is a gift to not take for granted. Feedback is a gift to not take for granted. See, many people have come to see feedback as an attack on their person, on their ego. It just shows them, oh, I'm not as great as I thought. But that's not what to do with feedback. When you hear feedback or you receive feedback, that's not what to do with it. What you do with it is take it as an invitation to grow, as an invitation to get better. Because the truth is, we all want to be, well, if you're not, you should want to be somebody who does better in life, who improves, who just wants to be a better person. That should be all of us, right? And if you're somebody who always wants to improve, wants to know areas where they are lagging and do better in those areas, then feedback is a gift that you should not take for granted. It's a gift to appreciate. So the next time someone gives you honest, constructive, and loving feedback, you need to take that. Sometimes it doesn't feel loving, but if it's honest and it's constructive, you need to take it and think of it as an invitation to grow and do better. One lesson that I really learned, and I just felt the need to mention in this video, is that not everything is within your control. Understanding what is within your control and what isn't, and knowing where to focus your energy. I want to achieve XYZ result is not about the result, it's about what I can do to get to that result. So that is where your focus should be. So, yeah, learning to focus on what I can control. And the last but not the least, this one, I feel like I did a practice, put it to use in a very small form in 2025, and I look forward to running with it so much more in 2026. And it is that you should not assume the answer will be no. You lose nothing by trying. So ask that question, send that proposal, have that negotiation. If it's no, they will tell you no, but you lose 100% of the chances that you don't take. So why don't you just try? Why don't you just ask? You never know. You might assume, oh, they will never agree to that. Surprise, they agreed. So I feel like just learning to do bolder things and just learning to take those steps was something I really did learn in 2025, and I practiced it in some seed form regarding my first short film, and I look forward to doing it a lot more. I think it's such a valuable thing to have learned. I can't remember where I've heard it or who I learned it from, but it's something I've heard in different spaces, and I'm like, that's my word. So let me know which of these stood out to you. Let me know what you learned from this video and what you will be putting to use in 2026. Which lessons stood out to you and what lessons you have learned in 2025 that are going to carry you in 2026. Remember to like this video, to share, and to subscribe.